Oslo and Bergen are Norway's two biggest cities, and many people want to visit them both on a trip to Norway. Oslo, the capital city, is a modern Scandinavian city of art, culture and innovation, while Bergen, Norway's gateway to the fjords, boasts a rich history and a wonderful natural setting. Together they form two essential stops on any Norwegian itinerary. From quick flights to a ride on one of the world's most famous railway journeys, here are all your options for travelling between Norway's two biggest cities. But just before we get started, please do check out lifeinnorway.net for more on Oslo, Bergen, Norwegian travel and all things Norway in English. And if you do like this video, please do consider supporting me on Patreon by joining the Norway Travel Club. Their link is in the description. Now, on with the video. The Geography Challenge of Norway. On a map, Oslo and Bergen might seem close. At just 303 kilometers apart as the crow flies, you might assume it's a short hop between the two cities. But in reality, the journey is far more complex and interesting than the distance suggests. The reason lies in Norway's famous mountainous geography. The country's dramatic landscape, shaped by glaciers over thousands of years, is characterised by towering mountains and deep fjords. Eastern and western Norway, where Oslo and Bergen are located, are separated by the formidable Scandinavian mountain range, making travel between the two regions a challenge. One of the key natural barriers is the Hardangervidda mountain plateau, the largest in Europe. This stark, windswept expanse is home to one of Norway's largest glaciers and is renowned for its, at times, otherworldly beauty. This challenging terrain means that ground transportation options, while they can be scenic, are often slower than you might expect. That makes flying the best choice for speed and especially for business travellers. Yet for visitors with time to spare, the scenic options, whether by bus, car or train, offer unparalleled opportunities to soak in Norway's natural beauty. Flying between Oslo and Bergen. Flying is hands down the fastest way to travel between Oslo and Bergen. There are multiple daily flights connecting Oslo Airport and Bergen Airport. While the idea of flying such a short distance may seem excessive, it is a popular choice, especially for business travellers and for locals. Thousands of passengers make this journey every day. The flight itself takes just 40 or 50 minutes, a fraction of the time needed to drive or take the train. However, when planning your trip, don't forget to account for the additional time required to get to and from the airport, checking in and passing through security. Despite these considerations, flying between the two cities remains a very efficient option, especially for those on tight schedules. Two major airlines, Norwegian and SAS, operate multiple daily flights between Oslo and Bergen, offering flexibility in terms of departure times and cost. Oslo Airport is Norway's largest and busiest airport, serving as a gateway to the capital city and the rest of the country. Although it's located approximately 50 kilometers north of the city centre, it's well connected by efficient public transport. The fastest option is the dedicated train service Flytoget, just 20 minutes from Oslo Central Station to the airport. While it is more expensive than the other options, it is the most convenient, especially for those with luggage. There's a slightly slower but much more affordable alternative, the local V-train, which takes around 25 minutes, maybe up to half an hour at peak times. Given the two different routes serving the airport, it can be confusing for visitors, so do double check you have the right ticket and that you board the right train. Bergen Airport serves as the primary airport for Norway's west coast region, providing easy access to the city of Bergen and the surrounding fjords. It's around 18 kilometers from Bergen city centre. The light rail system Bybanen connects the airport to the city in around 45 minutes. At just 47 kroner per ticket at the time of recording, it is by far the cheapest option, but the journey can feel long, especially after a long flight. In addition, travellers staying in popular areas like Bergen will have to walk from the final stop to their accommodation. A faster alternative to the light rail is the airport bus. This takes around 25 minutes, but it costs from 179 kroner, significantly more expensive, but it does stop at more central locations, including Bergen. If you're staying in an out-of-the-way location or travelling with lots of luggage, a taxi is the quickest but most expensive option in both cities. So for time-conscious travellers, flying is absolutely the best way to travel between Oslo and Bergen. However, if you do have time on your hands, there are some fantastic other options in which you can travel between the two cities, but also experience some of Norway's scenic beauty. Oslo to Bergen by train. The Bergen Line, or Bergensbanen, is one of the world's most famous railway journeys. It often features in top 10 lists and on TV shows and magazines worldwide. Its reputation as a bucket list experience is well deserved, offering breathtaking views of Norway's rugged landscapes and a chance to cross Europe's highest mountain plateau by train. The ride between Oslo and Bergen takes approximately 6.5 hours, making it a leisurely but unforgettable way to travel between the two cities. The highlight of the journey is the crossing of Hardangervidda, Europe's largest mountain plateau. Hardangervidda is full of natural beauty, with snow-capped mountains, glacial lakes, and vast stretches of untouched wilderness. In the warmer months, the scenery is lush and green, while winter transforms the landscape into a starkly beautiful, snow-covered winter wonderland. If you're travelling in the early winter months, remember that daylight hours in Norway at this time of year are limited, especially if you're travelling in the late afternoon. You might not see a lot on the journey. So for the best experience, consider booking a morning departure. While the Bergen Line is a major tourist attraction, you might be surprised at how few Norwegians use the route from Oslo all the way to Bergen. That's because the 6.5 hour journey time, flying is more convenient for locals. However, you will find locals using the route for station-to-station transport from places like Drammen, Geilo or Voss. Ticket prices for the Bergen Line vary significantly depending on when you book. Advance tickets start from just 299 kroner, but they are non-refundable fares. Booking early, though, is key to securing these fares. If you buy your ticket on the day of travel, expect to pay significantly more, well over 1,000 kroner, if there's any availability. To get the best deal, plan ahead and book your tickets online at entour.no, where you can also find departure times and schedules. Now, I must mention the night train. There is a night train most nights of the week between Oslo and Bergen in both directions, and this can be a great value way to travel between the two cities, with one problem, of course, in that you won't be able to appreciate the scenery. That's if you plan to sleep. In the winter, it's going to be dark, but in the summer, of course, it will be light, so you can see the scenery if you choose not to sleep. The choice is yours. If you think you can sleep in a standard train seat, they do recline slightly, then you can grab a seat again from as little as 299 Norwegian kroner. There is a sleeping carriage on the night train, but each sleeping compartment comes at an additional cost on top of your ticket of at least 1,000 kroner. They do sleep too though, so if you are two people travelling, they are a convenient and value way of travelling on the night train. Driving from Oslo to Bergen. Driving between Oslo and Bergen is a popular choice for locals and tourists, albeit for different reasons. For locals used to the roads, it gives them the quickest option besides flying. For tourists, it provides an opportunity to visit fjords, mountains and a whole host of memorable road trips along the way. Bear in mind though that driving in Norway is an expensive business. That's especially true at both ends of the journey in the cities, where tolls and parking charges can quickly add up. The quickest way from Oslo to Bergen by car is usually via the E16. Interesting places to stop along the way include Borgenstave Church, Flum and Voss. A shorter alternative, albeit usually longer in time, is via Route 7, 13 and then the E16. If you're planning a slow road trip including overnight stops, good places to stop include Geilo, Eidfjord and Voss. Among the highlights on the way, don't miss the Verdingsfossen waterfall. While the roads are the primary west-east roads in Norway, they are single track for much of the way, and the second route in particular crosses Norway's mountains at a high altitude. This means that driving conditions can be tricky, especially at night, and snow is a possibility all year round. Even though an uninterrupted drive should take around 7 hours, you should still allow a lot more time. Bus travel from Oslo to Bergen. If you're looking for an affordable and scenic way to travel between Oslo and Bergen, there is another choice, the the bus. While not as fast as flying or as iconic as the train, bus travel does allow you to explore lesser visited parts of Norway's stunning countryside. It's also a more budget-friendly choice, so it's suited for cost-conscious travellers that value scenic detours over time. Norway Bus Express offers 2 options for bus travel between the 2 cities, but both routes do involve a change of bus, so plan your trip carefully to ensure the best combination of price and total time. Norway in a nutshell, from Oslo to Bergen. For those looking to combine travel between Oslo and Bergen with some of Norway's most breathtaking scenery, the Norway in a Nutshell tour is an interesting option, and it's one I get asked about quite a lot. This popular tourist experience can be booked as a round trip from either city or as a one-way journey between them, so it turns a point-to-point trip into an adventure through fjords, mountains and villages. The tour packages together key elements of Norwegian travel, including a journey on the scenic Bergen line, a detour on the Flåm Railway, and a cruise through the dramatic Norway fjord. This curated experience is ideal for those of you who want to make the most of your time in Norway without having to plan every detail. So there you have it. Flying is the quickest option between Oslo and Bergen, but if you are visiting the country as a tourist, you're probably going to want to take the train or even plan a road trip. Check out this video next for my suggestions on what to do with your time in Bergen. And as always, thanks for watching.